Hey guys, welcome back to another amazing episode of the Win and Play podcast. I'm your host, Sean Gary, national youth speaker and author. And today, just like any other day, we have a phenomenal guest on the show. And this one is going to be extra special because I've known this amazing gentleman for a number of years. So this has been one I've been waiting to get on the show. So this is one that's going to be a special episode. Make sure you grab your pen and your paper now. Get your iPads out. Get whatever you want to take notes now, because this information today is going to be so phenomenal. It's going to be awesome. And I hope that you are ready. All right. First thing we do, you guys should know by now, it's the Win and Play podcast. So we are going to dish out our Win and Play championship rings and eat our rings on the show. So you get to pick your ring out, and then I'll take one from what's left. And then we'll get to this bio.
All right, I got
what you
this.
get?
I got the strawberry.
Strawberry?
I got the strawberry joint.
Okay, so I had watermelon last time. I'm going to go with...
let me take the watermelon.
You want the watermelon?
I'll take the watermelon.
Okay, cool, because I did want the strawberry this time. I did want the strawberry, if I'm real, if I'm keeping it real.
And we're supposed to take these out.
Yep.
So pop them out?
Enjoy, yep.
First off, my son going to kill me.
We got to bring him one home. You want to bring him one home?
I guess, something like this,
Take him one of these extra ones.
I can't even get my joker open. How did y'all do this?
That's it right there.
How did y'all do this, bro?
You got it?
No, I don't. Like, this thing, this is tamper-proof, bro. There we go.
There we go. All right. So this is one of those bios that, you know, if you guys really wanted me to read the whole thing, we would be here for a couple weeks. So I'm not going to read everything. But
Facts.
What I do want to say is Greg Walker. Do people call you McGregory? Or is it Greg?
Absolutely, Greg. You ever walk out in the street and you call me McGregor, I'm acting like I don't know you.
Okay, so
we don't ever use the government name.
Okay, perfect. Okay, because I'm like, I know you as Greg, but okay. But I have you in my phone as McGregory. But I just never say McGregor. I go Greg.
Sean, you can't use the government name, man. Ever.
So Greg Walker, affectionately known as Greg, is the owner and lead trainer of Catalyst Training, which I can't wait till we get into that. Yeah. Catalyst is one of Cincinnati's up-and-coming man, it's here. It ain't up and coming. It's here, y'all. It's here. If you ain't heard of Catalyst by now, shame on you. All right. Let me see. Let's see. Catalyst is one of Cincinnati's up-and-coming training companies with nearly 10 years experience in training and facilitation. Mr. Walker has trained over 4,000 plus individuals from all walks of life. His passion for changing lives can be felt in every lesson taught. And I'm going to stop right there because it's so much and I want to get into it, but I want you to share it as we go. And, man, I'm seeing this man all over the place. So he's training here. He's training there. He's helping students and adults, both, right? Students and adults? Yeah,
yep,
all over the place. Man, this man was across the country. He's national, y'all. So y'all better get with him because his schedule is going to be getting booked up, filled up. So please get with him. Please get with him. So don't let me forget. Terry, please don't let me forget at the end to ask him for a discount on record so we could try to get him to hook the viewers up, because I want him to first explain all about what he does and how he helps everybody out, and then we'll get to trying to pull that discount out of him. But
do it.
Man, let's go. So before we get started, I like to take things back to the beginning with guests, and I ask from an educational standpoint, from pouring into students, how young were you? Like, what was it in your earlier years, if then, that struck a nerve or something where you was like, you know what, man, I like this, or education is really important to me at this point? Or where was it where you were like, you know what, I love education and students and working with students or helping students, or maybe you just saw somebody doing it?
Yo, so let me tell you, it's really mad funny. For me, I thought education was whack. I never wanted to work with kids, never thought about education whatsoever. I was the kid in school, like, grades don't mean anything.
Okay.
Yeah, so for me, what really hit me about education was when I really got into the workplace. And I started seeing trainers come in and, you know, teaching people skill sets on how to become better at their jobs and things along that line. And I saw certain people who wanted to improve, who couldn't improve because just how the information was being delivered didn't really connect with them.
Wow.
So they had the desire to grow, but they couldn't grow because there was just a disconnect in how the information was being given. So a lot of times when we would finish training, I would go and see some individuals and they're like, man, this is okay. And then I would explain it to them in a way that they would get it. And then I would see lights turn on like, oh, why didn't they just say that in the beginning?
Right. Okay.
Right. If they had said it this way, I would have got it.
Right.
So it put me on this pathway of like, at first, that was the first time I saw like, yo, I want to be a teacher. So for a while, I thought my calling was to go into education. And for a short time, I ended up going into education. I was a first grade kindergarten teacher.
Okay.
And then that's when I realized that.
Hold on, we're going to pause right there. What was that like, teaching the babies?
I'm not doing it anymore, so that lets you know. Like, I'm not.
Right?
I ain't gonna lie to you, for real. The whole thing is like, I loved being around the kids.
Yeah.
But to understand like some of their home situations and how that affects them. Like I had a dude.
Yes.
I had a young man, he was in the 5th grade and he was coming to the first grade kindergarten class to learn how to read.
Oh, wow.
So
wow.
It was my job to help this 5th grader to read based off of the material we were doing in the class. Wow. And it messed with me for a while. And I was just like, yo, this is crazy. I'm like, how did you even get to the 5th grade? Right. So that really put a burden on me, like, man, there's such a huge need. Like, how am I able to do this? Yeah. While at the same time, I got a class that's being split. You know, I was working at a charter school and it was just like, I didn't have the skill sets necessarily to be able to give those kids what they really needed. And that's when I saw like, because I'm not equipped to fully give them what they need, I need to move because I'm getting in the way. Yeah. And what ended up happening was a friend of mine was like, yo, man, we got this training position at the Urban League.
Okay.
And we would love to have you come in and just kind of get into it. So for me, I'm like, oh, shoot, this is just like teaching, just I don't have to grade any papers. Right. Right. I'm like, this is the best of both worlds. Yeah. So I'm like, let's go all in for it. Okay. So I did that. I got out the way. And instead of just leaving the school and saying, hey, you kids fend for yourself, I found my replacement. Nice. So I found somebody who was a really great teacher. And I was like, here's what's going on. I would love for you to be able to kind of come to the school, see what's going on, meet with the principal, so there can be a nice little switch out. Yeah. I didn't want to just leave those kids hanging because, again, they
been there, done that for some of them. We knew he wasn't going to be around. What's next?
Right. And it was crazy because, again, establishing great relationships with the kids, the parents trusted me. I was the only black male in the entire school. Yep. Yeah, I believe it. So I became that teacher where it was like, all right, y'all need to go and talk to Mr. Greg. So it was kind of heartbreaking leaving, but I knew I needed to leave because I didn't have that skill set necessarily. And it put me on the path for where I'm at now, so it's cool. Yeah, good. Okay, so back to where you were. So you did that for just a year then? Yeah, no, I can't even say it was a full year. I think I was, dude, I was gone. Hey, look, if you are an educator right now, man, I tip my hat to you. Dude, I was out in like 4 months. I kid you not. Like, I was gone. Because dude, this is what was getting me. I would go to sleep I would wake up at 1 o'clock in the morning to start working on lesson plans. I would stay all the way up, go to school, teach, come home, go to sleep at 5 o'clock, and wake up at 1 and do it all over again. Oh, my goodness. Because I was a new teacher. And again, it was a charter school. I didn't get a lot of support. I didn't really know how to do lesson plans. I didn't go to school for education. Right. Man, I was like, man, y'all can keep this. This ain't it. No. And we did this quick, man. I'm talking about. Said in like 4 months. I made an impact and I'm out. Right. I wasn't trying to leave them.
But real talk, that goes to show your value to say you were there for only a short few months, but yet already had created a name for yourself. You was a go-to guy, you know, and students and parents and even I'm sure teachers were like, go, no, you know where to go. He right down the hall.
Yeah,
so like the
facts.
fact that you could make that type of an impact in such a small window speaks to the quality of individual you are.
I appreciate
so kudos to that.
Appreciate that.
Message.
That's what I'm gonna say. That's what I'm tell everybody. That's what I'm gonna tell everybody.
Right. All right. So after that 4 months, you got shifted into that training position.
Yeah, got into the training space. Was doing that. Loved it. I worked with individuals who just came home from prison. I worked with individuals like single moms, anybody who was trying to get their life changed.
Yeah.
And I did that position for almost 5 years.
Wow.
Just helping people find their careers, helping people find their niche, helping them not just get educated, but get equipped.
Yeah.
Right? So I got a chance to see the end road for some of our kids because I would have opportunities to sit down and ask people who just came home from incarceration, like, how did you get here? What got you to this? And they was like, well, when I was a teen.
Okay.
When I was young, I didn't look at school right. I made these choices early, this, that, and the third. So I was getting educated from the end result.
Nice.
Right?
Nice.
On the mistakes that were going on with young people.
Right.
So while I was doing the training position led me to my next position, which was the vice president over youth and teen services.
Okay. Nice.
So then I started working with high schools. And then I was able to take that information away from that I learned from being in the class training individuals. And I was able to say, okay, here are some of the things you're going to run into. How do I start to move those barriers before you get to them? Yeah.
That's
because they've already told me these are the things that's going to trip you up.
That's good.
And that's what we did. We just started to try to create trainings to help them, you know, deal with conflict. You know, one of the most craziest things was one of my trainees was in the class and he said, man, 5 seconds cost me 8 years.
Wow.
He made a 5 second decision, did some harm to somebody, cost him 8 years. Yeah. And he's like, man, if I had learned how to de-escalate problems earlier, maybe I would not have had to go through that.
Man, that's good.
Right? So then it helped me to create some training, conflict resolution training that was effective for our young people that met them where they were at.
That's good.
That was cool.
That's good, man. That's good. Pulling nuggets. All right, so you were there 5 years?
5 years.
Okay, so 5 years, and then how did you shift from there?
Oh, what happened next? So was killing the position, was doing a great job. I was in charge of a program called Youth to Work.
Okay.
Youth to Work was a program that put kids between the ages of 14 to 24 to work. Right, taught them employment skills and the whole nine. The city of Cincinnati loved what I was doing so much, they were like, hey man, we need you on our team.
Wow.
So then I ended up shifting to being over the citywide program where I was in charge of 600 teenagers.
Wow.
Every year. Wow. So my job was to create trainings, create curriculum, you know, manage programs for the city of Cincinnati.
Nice.
And was doing that for almost about 4 years.
Now, when you say the city of Cincinnati, was that like through the schools or like rec center? Like what?
Yeah, so we basically had.
Where were the 600 kids like
coming from?
Yeah.
Ah, man, so they would come from all over, CPS, whatever, all the school districts, but they would funnel through certain programs. Fire cadets.
Okay.
Police cadets.
Okay.
CRC would hire kids during the summertime. Artworks would hire kids through the summertime.
Okay.
Groundworks would hire kids through the summertime. So all these kids would go to these different programs trying to find jobs.
Okay.
Right? And those programs were umbrellaed underneath my program.
Gotcha. Okay.
So now my job is to manage these individuals and to help them create effective programming that would, you know, change the lives of these young people.
Nice. Okay. And how was that? How long did you do that for?
Man, I did that for about 4 years.
Okay.
Loved it. What I really saw was a huge gap between kids in poverty and kids who come from middle class and wealthy homes. And the gap was that young people were not being trained enough to be able to even obtain the jobs so that they could get the experience, that they could get other jobs. Wow. So like just a kid coming in and knowing how to dress or knowing how to shake hands with somebody, knowing how to interview.
Some basic stuff too.
The basic stuff.
Man.
The basic stuff.
Yeah.
So you think about it, if I've never been taught the basics, how do I go in here and win the interview?
To even get the experience to go to the next level. Wow.
So it was a huge gap. And what I had to do was start to structure the program that it started to favor more kids in poverty, to give them the opportunity to be able to come into a situation, and now it allows for us to, grow you, transform you, and groom you, so that way you know how to go to work. Yeah. And how to keep a job, how to obtain it, how to show up on time. So now we're getting into like coaching and really development.
For sure.
Just fell in love with that.
Wow, that's what's up. Man, that has to feel good to be able to answer the call, right? Answering and solving the need, like seeing, man, this is a major gap, this is a hole, and being able to step in and fill that in. Like, what did that feel like when you first started doing that?
I mean, it was really empowering. It really felt like I was really making some change happen, because then I would see young people really transform. It was really cool when kids would come home from school, from college, and they had been in the program a couple times, and they was like, everything you told me, man, it was right. It works. It did this. When you told me this, I didn't really believe it until I got out into the real world, and then I saw it, and I was like, yo, thank you for preparing me.
Wow. So that's huge.
Yeah. So it was really rewarding. I can say that I really felt like I was doing my purpose at that time.
Nice.
So it was
There we go. Nice. Okay. Yeah, I'm seeing the picture being painted on the training, and then working with the young people, having the experiences over the years, pulling it all together to get you to where you are. So what happened after that? Like, and you said you were 4 years there?
Yeah, 4 years there. Started to get the call. I felt like God was saying, man, it's time for you to run your own business. I loved my job. I didn't want to necessarily leave. Actually, I fought that call for a long time. I'm not even going to lie to you, Sean.
It's happened.
It was like from about December to about March, man, he was on my shoulder heavy, like, yo, and he kept hitting me with the same scripture. Peter, get out the boat and walk on water. I'm like, man, I don't know why I keep getting hit with this. Everywhere I look, everywhere I turn, I'm hearing it. I'm like, yo. And I finally was like, all right, bet, let me just sit down and see what this is really about. Sat down, called a mentor, prayed about it. And then I just got that peace, like God was saying, all right, yo, it's time for you to leave, and it's going to be okay. Yeah. Sat down with my family that night. We even put the baby in the mix. Like, all right, everybody sit down praying, because this is legit. This is real. Right. You know we don't walk away from jobs, Sean. Right. Not unless we got another one on deck. So stepped out. My wife and I had already been having this discussion. Kids prayed with me. I prayed. There was a sense of peace came. I was like, all right, this is it. Wrote my resignation letter that exact same night and went to work, because I was like, man, my family believes in me. Nice. So let me go ahead and get this done for real. Didn't really have a client. I think I had one client, and they were only paying me maybe like $500 a month. So gave my resignation letter, stayed a month, and then just stepped out and been doing it ever since.
Nice. All right, so now tell us about this baby of yours. Yes, here we go.
We talking about the real
stuff now. Before we do that, I need y'all to do something, because he's getting ready to do that, but I need you to do something. I need you to go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and I need you to send this to 2 or 3 people that you know are amazing people, but maybe there's something that they're missing. And this might be the thing that they're missing with their company, their school, their group, their church, whatever it may be. So go ahead and like and subscribe, and then go ahead and prepare to send this to a couple people. All right.
I would do that. What he just told you to do, I would do that.
There you go. Are your students lacking confidence? How's their decision making in the school? What about their effort in the classroom? Are they giving it all that they really, really have? Well, these are things that, as a national youth speaker and author, I address in school buildings. If you are dealing with any of these issues and you would like to have a fun, exciting, full of energy presentation, assembly, don't hesitate to reach out. My website is SeanGary.com. How they think about their next choices will be different. go ahead and book a discovery call with me, which we simply have a conversation about what their challenges are, what their needs are, and then I can share with you what I would say, do, what talks that I have that address those areas, and also what an assembly would look like. And yes, I'm pretty much there the whole day. All right, thanks a lot. Now back to the episode. All right, so tell us about this baby.
Yo, the baby, Catalyst Training. Yo, man, I had started this back in the pandemic because my thing was I was in that fear mode of like everybody else was, like, if I lose my job, what happens? Mm-hmm. And in the pandemic, it just took time to just formulate it. Well, actually before the pandemic, but we really started getting serious about it during the pandemic. So then it was like, okay, cool, this is the baby. Let's start to get this figured out. I started off with workforce development, started training a lot of adult classes, helping them to understand not just how to get the job, but how to get the job, keep the job, and excel on the job.
When you was doing that, were you coming into a company to do it, or you kind of was like, let me host this?
No, actually, I was working with nonprofit organizations that did workforce development programs.
Okay.
So they would hire us to come in and do the workforce development training, because the way we do our training is we try to make it as engaging as possible. We don't want to come in and be
just sit and talk to you.
I hate the PowerPoint trainings where you just sit there and be like, it's the PowerPoint, no talking, no interaction. So we try to make it, because I was a youth trainer and the adult trainer, I found out that there's really no real difference. Just that the adult training, sometimes we think we always got to be serious when you don't have to. So I'm also a trainer at a spot called Camp Joy, which does a lot of facilitation around experiential learning. Okay. So I take that background and mix it with the training. So you have training that you're actually doing activities with, where you really are learning from the activity. So then we can draw from that activity, have conversations, and then tie it back into what we're doing. Yeah.
And your footage and stuff that I've seen online, it looks like they're up and moving around and doing stuff, having a good time. Like, I can tell just watching the content that everybody's having a blast. Like,
yes, and we're learning, because I believe in this philosophy of edutainment. Education, entertaining, and training. Okay. You can do all of it. You can learn and have fun.
For sure.
That's that whole first grade, kindergarten. You know what I mean? Somewhere along the line, we keep thinking that you got to be this way to be able to be educated. And I never stopped using what I learned in that first grade kindergarten class. Even to this day, I make sure all my trainers understand that fact of, if your people are not enjoying it, are they really learning?
Right. That's good.
Right?
That's good.
So we've been doing this now. We work with nonprofits. We do for-profits. Some organizations bring us in to work with their staff to help them work better together, right?
Okay.
So we do a lot of stuff around DISC, around behaviors. How do we help you work better? How to communicate? How to de-escalate conflict? And then we take those same things, and we also apply it to the youth as well. So our program, or our organization, has two prongs to it so far. It's a youth development side, and it's a business / organizational side. So we love it.
Nice.
We just want to go in and help people.
Yeah. Right. Help people.
Help people.
Right. No, that's cool. What right now, which side would you say you guys have seen more often, or have been hired to help more?
So I think right now you could almost call it a 60-40 split. We're more with the teen stuff, because we're starting to see more of a focus even with 21st century grant money. A lot of focus is starting to be spent on young people obtaining jobs or being prepared for work.
Yeah.
So we're in places like Middletown. We're in Louisville, Kentucky. We're in a few places in Cincinnati, and our goal is to really go in and help young people understand what does it take to really get a job, keep a job, and be successful at it. Because not everybody's being taught, but everybody's being held to the standard. So when you go to an interview, no one asks you, hey, were you ever taught what to wear? Were you taught how to answer questions?
Right. You just need to have it.
Exactly.
Come wearing the right stuff, sound right with the responses, and yeah.
Right?
That's good.
So then what do you do with a young person who's never done that before?
They're going to blow it. They're going to blow it.
They're going to fumble the bag.
Mm-hmm.
So now if I can't get the jobs I want to get or the jobs I have to get, what am I left with?
Right.
Well, I'm going to go do some things to still generate funding.
Mm-hmm.
It may not be the best things.
Yeah.
So we do things like, interviewing, resume writing, how to talk to a supervisor, how to meet and exceed employer expectations. Those are things that you would think are getting taught in our homes right now, but they're not.
Right. Man, that's good, man, because we have these different ideas of what a good parent is supposed to be like, or what a good teacher or admin or whatever is supposed to be like, but then yet we still miss the mark in areas. And it's nice that you guys exist, Catalyst exists, to be able to come sweep up all those pieces and say, here's something that either you're not doing or not doing well, or that's just completely missing, and we can fill that void, fill that gap for you, and you don't even have to worry about it, because we're going to come in and we're going to take care of them. I love it.
Yeah, man. I tell you what really broke my heart and what really made me kind of spark the fire in this direction was when I first started doing training at the Urban League. The young lady came in. She said, we were talking about financial literacy, and she said, hey, ain't a bank card, a debit card, and a credit card, and a gift card all the same thing? And in my mind, I'm like, why don't you know this?
Right.
And then I had to pull back for a second and realize, like, yo, wait a minute.
She just don't. She ain't never been
taught.
taught.
Ain't been taught.
Wow.
You could be my sister. You could be my, you know what I'm saying?
Man.
You could be one of my kids. Like, I really got to get locked in on this and really knock this thing out.
Yeah.
So that's where that whole thing of, like, we're going to make sure that you got everything you need. We give you more than enough.
Yeah.
When you sit in one of our classes, you leave full.
Right. Man, that's good. What would you say, I know you had some examples. What would you say is something that you've seen or heard after you guys have made your impact, where somebody came later and had benefited and said, hey, man, look, this is something that I just experienced and you taught us, or this was in a course, or this is what we learned, and I actually applied this specific thing, and it just helped me to get through that moment or something like that?
Yeah. So I got a couple situations.
Share them
speak
all.
about these two guys. One guy, he's from Jamaica, and he was doing laundry at a couple hotels.
Okay.
And he came through our workforce development class. We gave him the skills.
When you say he was doing laundry?
He was working in the laundry.
Oh, working at the laundry, doing laundry, like working for the
like
hotel?
For the hotel. So, like,
okay.
you
like
throw
the sheets and stuff and everything. Okay, got you. Okay.
Grimy work. He wasn't really getting paid a whole heck of a lot. And he came to one of our workforce development programs at the place we were hosting it, and he learned some valuable skills. Got into the workplace, stayed connected with us, because we also do coaching. Because our thing is it's one thing to teach you some skills and teach you what you know and then throw you out the door to the wolves.
Right.
What we want to do with you and what we do with people is that we walk alongside you until you good.
Yeah, that's
right?
nice.
So we're walking with him for almost a year. He got in a situation where there was some racial issues, and we were able to help guide him through it, and to the point to where they just ended up loving him on the job.
Wow.
Like, it went from, we don't like you because of your color, to, you're probably the best person we got working here. And he would tell us this all the time.
Wow.
To the point where we are coaching him and empowering him, he ended up starting his own business.
Wow.
And now he's hiring other people of color.
Wow, that is dope.
Yo, this is one of the coolest feelings. And he came back to us and was like, man, if you didn't teach us this stuff, you were the one who taught me how to stick with stuff. Yeah. You were the one who showed me how to navigate and play the game.
Right.
And now I'm in a position now where I can now hire the people I want to hire, which is dope. So that was one. Another dude, he got his own drywall company, and he's a great dude. Like, he was facing some really big situations financially because he used to work at the casino, and there was an issue with money, and I'm not talking about a small amount. And his thing was like, I'll never get out from underneath this. So the cool thing about what we do is it's not like we just come into a space and we just want to give you information and leave.
Yeah,
Our goal is to impact your life. That's why we're called Catalysts. We're here to try to transform your life and try to hit you in a way that makes you say, all right, I want to be different.
Yeah, yeah.
We helped this young man obtain employment, stayed with him like over a 2-3 year period.
Wow.
Man, Sean, he watched money be forgiven. He was able to pay back the casino, lifted all the charge. Like his life is transformed, started his own business. Now he's hiring people.
Wow.
So I've watched people go from, I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to get a job, to now I'm hiring people and now you show me what to look for when it's time for me to hire. So that's the cool
awesome.
thing, right? And then just with the teenagers, it's different. Teenagers are like, yo, man, like I was never taught this. Now I'm able to use this. I'm teaching my friends now. I'm in college sharing the information you shared with me.
Wow.
So it just becomes really rewarding. It's almost like it becomes a ministry.
For sure.
Because now you're watching people's lives really get impacted.
Yeah.
And they're coming back and they're saying like, yo, if I hadn't been in here with you.
Right. Man,
so that same feeling you get as an educator when you're in the class and like, hey, Mr. Greg, I'm reading.
Mm-hmm.
Watch me read this book. It's the same feeling. It's just done in a different ground.
No, that's dope. That's dope. So answer this then. It sounds like, are there individuals that can hire you guys as well, just a straight up person?
Yeah.
So it's not just the companies and organizations. Let me ask you this. Who are you for? Who can hire you? What's that avatar look like? Who is the company? Who is the person, individual or company? Help us tell them that they are looking for you.
All right. So
before you do that though, because he's getting ready to do that.
Like and subscribe. He'd already told you once. It's like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
If you ain't did it yet, you need to do it.
Like and subscribe. And also at this point, you guys, I know you've been taking a lot of notes. I know you've been listening. And some of you are like, oh my gosh, I cannot wait to get his content, his contact information, and his website and all this stuff. And it's coming, so stay tuned. But also, share this with somebody else who you know, if you have your job, you've interviewed, you getting the money you want to get, or maybe you're not, and this is for you, but if maybe you know somebody who needs this information, who needs this interview, please, right now, just go ahead and comment below, I know somebody. Comment below, I know somebody,
Nice.
And I'm sharing it with them. So go ahead and share it with them. Comment below that you're sharing it, and say thanks for the info or whatever, and then share it with that person. All right.
And then like and subscribe the page.
And like and subscribe.
Yo, so the people that I think we really do a great job affecting are the individuals who are seeking change but don't necessarily know how to get there or don't have the tools. It's organizations, it's teenagers, and it's individuals. So we do a lot of coaching one-on-one as well, like professional as well as life coaching. We use the DISC assessments to help people understand their behaviors. And then we start to help you understand that space. So what we do is we do two major things. There's an African proverb that says, when the enemy inside you is defeated, no enemy outside you can stand. And that's kind of like what we stand on.
Hold on, say that again.
When the enemy inside you is defeated, no enemy outside you can stand. And what it's saying is once you get the inside together, the outside doesn't even really matter. And a lot of people are trying to fix it, but without understanding what you need to fix first. And that's you. Or at least understand why you do what you do. So we work with those individuals who are really trying to understand themselves and how to grow and how to get better, but may not have the right community around them, may not have the tools, may not have the information to be able to make the transformation happen. So what we do with individuals is we try to see where we meet you at. So if we meet you in one of our team programs, if we meet you in one of our corporate programs, we have classes for you or groups for you that you can individually trickle into and have a community to where you're like, okay, there's other people in here who's looking for change like I am. And then you start to be able to go on a journey with other individuals who are seeking to do the exact same thing.
Nice.
So we can help you on the one-on-one. You can hit us up. Or if you see us in one of our trainings and want to jump into the trainings, we're going to start offering stuff online as well. We're working on a platform so people can jump in and just get certain levels of training on certain things and kind of go on from there.
Nice. I love it. Who would you say has been the most popular client? Like what type of group or company or individual? Who do you guys see the most, serve the most?
Man, nonprofits.
Okay.
Nonprofits. We're starting to get a little bit with the for-profits, but the nonprofits I'm looking at is because they don't take a lot of time of developing their staff because of funding, maybe because there's not a focus, because nonprofits are always in the grind. They're always chasing, always doing the work.
Yeah.
That sometimes they fail to realize that we got to empower the people who are doing the work. And we got to make sure that they're at the top of their game to be able to go out and hustle and make the change happen in the communities. So a lot of nonprofits are bringing us in to kind of help build culture.
Nice.
And help with leadership development. Because I've noticed in nonprofits, sometimes you get promoted just because you're doing the job well, but it doesn't mean that you're a great leader or a manager.
Right.
Just because you can perform it doesn't mean that you're now able to go and say, hey, Little Tommy, get the best out of Little Tommy or the best out of Little Jill.
For sure.
Does that make sense? So what we do is we go in and now we're giving that new leader, equipping them with those skill sets that, hey, let me show you the best way to work with Little Tommy and Little Jill.
Right.
Let me show you your leadership style, how you need to communicate with them. So nonprofits are at the door knocking. We actually are working with a new group and Seven Hills Neighborhood Center. And what we're doing with them is we're going in and we're going to try to not try to change. We're going in and we're changing the culture.
There you go.
So we're going in, starting off with some assessments, and then we're going to create a university for them. And what I mean by that is we're giving them some books. We'll be doing some mastermind classes with them and the staff, lunch and learns, and then we've offered one-on-one coaching for a lot of the staff members.
Nice. I love it. Man, that's dope, man. That's a whole lot that you guys can grab, hold on to, and say, you know what? I didn't know about this, but now I do know about it. So the moment that many of them have been waiting for is how can they get in contact with you, Greg?
Oh, man. So definitely you can check out the website, CatalysttrainingGroup.com. You can also reach out to me.
Spell that for them, because I know some of them, if they like me, they like, wait, hold on now.
Yeah. No, we spell it the right way. We don't do the hookup. We don't do the hookup with it. You ain't spelling catalyst with a K. We ain't doing that.
You write it in the comments. Somebody write it in the comments. It'll be in the info below.
It definitely will.
Okay.
So CatalystT trainings with an S.com. Or you can reach out to me, Mwalker at CatalystTrainings with an S.com. Two great ways to reach out to us. Feel free to call us too. You might want to just reach out. That phone number is 513-341-6340. I repeat it one more time. 513-341-6340.
Perfect. And then I have to ask, because I got to remember, so I remembered. Can you give them a discount if they come from this show?
Look, if you can prove you came from this show, here's what we're going to do, right? This is normally a package, just the assessment alone is $150. For you all, I'll do $50 on the assessment, and they'll get a free 30 minutes with one of our coaches, right? And what that means is that you'll be able to take an assessment, get a 22-page report on yourself, and be able to sit down 30 minutes for free with a coach and be able to better understand you. Let me tell you why this is so important.
Nice.
Right? I've been married 15 years now, right? Not as long as you. You an OG. You an OG. I've been married now for 15 years. Year 7 is when it got really tough for me. Me and my wife were at a point where we was going to split. And a good friend of mine said, man, no, go work on you first before you make any choices. I got into this because I really wanted to understand me and my behavior. Got into it, started studying it, learned so much about me, and then I was able to apply it to my wife. And I was like, oh, okay, now I better understand why you do what you do. I better understand why. And it balanced it. It balanced everything out, right? So then what used to be irritations now became understanding and grace.
Yeah, for sure.
So I took that and I was like, if that works with me and my wife, and this is my best team that I'll have, what will that do for everybody else in their team?
Right.
So the assessment is dope. We love to be able to rock with you on it and be able to go from there.
I love it. I love it. So I don't know if we've mentioned it, but it sounds like this would also be beneficial for just husband and wife teams.
Absolutely.
As well.
Absolutely. I'm telling you, because you can
marriages.
better understand who you are, what that other person is, what they need from you.
Yeah.
Right. My wife is, we got some ways to categorize it, but there are certain things she needs from me. She needs to have space. She needs to have quiet time. While me, on the other hand, I'm like, go, 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 go. Let's have fun. But to understand why helps out with the grace, right?
Yeah.
And
overall,
good. Holla at one of us. Reach out. We're also on IG, Catalyst Training Group, Facebook. You can look at me up, McGregory Walker, or go to Catalyst Training. Come find us. I'll tell you more about this.
That's what's up. Hey, I love it. So lastly, one of the things that we do before we, toward the end of everything, we got to get the winning plays, right? So I give you two choices, two options. The first option is principals, teachers, and parents. You can give 3 winning plays for each one.
Okay.
3 winning plays for each. Or option B is you could choose one of them, principals, teachers, or parents, and give 5 winning plays for them.
Okay.
So A or B.
All right. I'm gonna take B. 5 plays for one group, and I would use. That's a good one, Sean. I'm gonna use principles.
Okay.
I'm gonna use principles.
Nice.
I'm gonna use principles.
All right. So principals, listen up.
Principles. All right. So principles. Here's one play I would definitely tell you. Definitely get to know your team. I think a lot of times as leaders, we don't get to know our team as well, understand their behaviors, understand their whys, understand what's motivating them. So number 1, get to know your team. 2, understand that the success of the school is built on the lid of your leadership. Meaning that wherever you capped at, whatever the school is at, is a reflection of you, right? And who you are working through, which is your staff. So let us help raise your lid, and that usually comes with awareness. 3, have fun. I think the job that you got is so awesome, and it's so realistic of a job. And when I say realistic, meaning that you see these kids tangibly. Have fun. Make education fun again. Figure out a way to make it fun for your staff so they can make it fun for their students.
Nice one.
Was it where we on 4?
Yep. 4 and 5 left.
4 and 5. Oh man,
Doing real good.
yeah, I know, right? I was trying to line it all up, man. I don't know where I'm gonna go with this. So these last 2 might be a little iffy, but you got the first 3. You got them. They were fire too.
Right.
Last 2, I would say. God, Sean, 5. 5. Can I switch it and be like, let me give 2 to the parents?
What? Yeah. Go ahead.
All right,
well,
see?
if you're gonna switch it, give me 3 then.
All right, 3 for the parents then. All right, cool. Woo. Parents, get to know your kids. We think we know our kids. We don't know our kids. We don't know why they do some of the things that they do. And what I mean by that is that assessment, again, helped me to understand some things about my daughter and why we were butting heads on some things. She's built very similar to me, but I couldn't put a finger on what it was. So get to know your kids. 2, if you don't know information, reach out to your community. And reach out to people who are outside of your community to teach your kids. Don't be afraid to be like, look, I don't know about anything about interviewing skills. Hey, can you help me with interviewing skills? So reach out, create your network so that your kid can have a bigger network and so that they can get bigger information.
That's good. Before you get a last one, I think a great place to go when you're trying to find the winning plays for your students or your principals or anybody would be the Win and Play podcast right here. Come to this podcast and check out all the guests we have, all the interviews, all the tutors and the mentors and the principals and the teachers and the training and everybody who's helping pour into elevating the students. That's what we're here for. So this is one place you can come to get information. All right, last and not least.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. That's right.
All right, last bit of information for parents. Welcome technology.
Ooh, that's a good one.
for a lot of times we're trying to push it away. And I'm looking at some things differently in my home. Technology is not bad. It's just how we manage it. So welcome technology in, figure out ways to be able to use it to help educate your kid, help grow them, help develop them. And then that you don't have as much as the fight in the crib. So if you can do that, good to go.
That's good. Hey, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Before we go, is there anything else that you want to leave the people with?
Man, like and subscribe.
Any shout outs?
Shout outs. Oh, yo, definitely got to shout out everybody in my house. Alyssa Walker, Gabe, Zeta, Griff, Khalid, Kalela. And the only reason why I say that, man, that they're the heart of Catalyst. They are the reason why we do what we do. So big shout out to them. Big shout out to CityLink. Big shout out to Middletown CBI, which is Community Builders Institute. Big shout outs to all of them. Big shout outs to Rodrika Claycomb, who was our financial literacy manager, Shinda Larry, Jeff Jordan. The list could go on and on, man. People have been making us great and making us successful, so I appreciate everybody.
That's what's up. That's what's up. All right, well, that's it, man. I don't have anything else. I feel like you guys have a full belly right now of diamonds that were dropped, jewels, things you guys were able to eat today. So make sure that you take action. It's one thing to get all the information, but somebody needs to be calling this man and getting Catalyst on your schedule and getting it on your company on his schedule. Or maybe it was just you personally going through some things. You like, you know what? I need some assessments. I need to get some things together in my personal life, some things maybe that I'm not doing or maximizing. I'm not where I need to be. So maybe it's you that needs to call. Maybe it's you that needs to reach out to this man, go on the website and book some time. You get you a discount. You get a nice little deal. So don't you have no excuses to say money, this or that, or time. Make the time, guys.
Facts.
We make time for what is important to us. So make it important to you for you to grow and improve. All right.
You made a good point. I'm going to do something even special.
Oh, come on now.
All right. So if you can go, if you email me, we've already given you the email. I'll let you donate whatever you feel like it's worth. Pay us what you think it's worth.
Wow.
So just for you being on the winning team.
Wow.
All you got to do, email me, type in winning team.
Winning play. Tell them to put in winning play.
Yep. Winning play. You do that, you just give us what you think it's worth.
But to get that, you got to tell them they got to comment on the video. So they seeing it, they watching it, but they got to comment because then you could check to see if they actually.
Let's do it.
If they actually did.
Let's do it.
Because, if not, they going to be calling, hey, girl, this company just called, and they can just send this email. So they got to comment in the comments below on the YouTube channel, and then they can make that call.
Let's do it.
Hey, that's what's up. That's love right there, y'all.
Let's do it.
That's love right there.
I'm just glad I didn't have to eat all of this. So this is cool. That's all right. We can rock with that.
All right, so look. Hey, that's it for today, guys, man. I hope you guys have enjoyed. We try to release a new episode every single Sunday. So this is the Win and Play podcast. I am your host, Sean Gary, national youth speaker and author. And that's all I have. You got anything else?
I'm it, bro. I'm good.
All
like
right.
and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. All right, y'all. We out. Peace.